Okay, so this week we're going to talk about how different people are using their social media to make it more effective. And we've got a few people in the room here that might be want to pitch in. And I guess I'll kick it off with I think that I used to hate social media. Honestly, I hated Facebook. I hated all of it because it all became very spammy, I think, and people were using it the wrong way. But I think if it's used effectively, I think everybody needs to figure out what works best for them. And I'm sure we're going to get different opinions from different people on how they do it. Um, I think that if you're offering information and not trying to directly sell people, unless you're running ads, I think that's how you're going to get people to be more attracted to you. And I think you need to do it quite often. There are guidelines I think that people are going to know better than I on how often you post things. But obviously, the more you post, the more often people are going to see you and they're going to remember you and keep you top of mind. But there are different types of platforms out there. The reason why we started the connections directory is because we wanted to make it a little bit different, and we feel it is different than LinkedIn and Facebook and some of the other platforms. And we're adding some pretty cool stuff to it. So hopefully your engagement gets even better as we grow. And I think we're just adding it to the mix. I'm not really calling it a social media platform. It's more of a business platform, but I guess it falls under that umbrella. So anybody else in the room want to start off with a comment with that? If you do, just raise your hand. Yeah, you can physically raise your hand. Okay, Gareth, go ahead.
Well, yeah, thank you, Carl. I think that in my line of work, what I see really is effective is, and however people do this, is when they really show their personality, whether that is in written form or in a video form. I think that is really what works well. That short form, personal touch about who you are, where you've come from, that origin story, just something that isn't always just about the business all the time is really, really key. And I see that over here in the UK where I am, and it would be interesting to see if that resonates over your side of the pond, as we say. But yeah, the point's quite simple and quick, really. That personality, if I was offering any kind of advice, it's just to show more of yourself. And because what customers really want to see, in my experience, and again, with what I help people do, is just to show themselves, just show who they are. Because once people know who you are, they know how to buy from you, they trust you quicker. And I think that's just surely what social media is truly all about. There's all sorts of negatives it's out there for, we know that. But from a business point of view, by being able to share your personality more often, as you say, consistently, is one of the biggest steps people and businesses can make in my experience.
Okay, real good, Gareth. And Laura?
So I was going to say, I did recently ditch my Facebook page for Mindful Mondays just because Facebook has become a big pain in my rear end. They want 100 people to stream. So all of a sudden they stopped streaming, and then they're trying to say that I've monetized something and I didn't. I'm like, okay, done. And I got out there. I'm like, like Gareth was saying, I was going to say one thing I think is important is be yourself. I ditched being perfect. I tell people I am perfectly imperfect. I record all the episodes because I want a quality recording, and I work with people all over the world. So I use Opus Clips to put that in, and it automatically puts it in a social media thing, and it tells you how the stuff ranks 97, 99 out of 100. I just got done putting up some today, and I used it for the upcoming episodes. So I'll do that like every day to help drive traffic. And they've been getting quite a few impressions. It goes on my YouTube channel, on my LinkedIn, Instagram, any social media that I have. I know a lot of people are not big on social media, but I think they forget that they can also control that to a point. If you got someone ranting and raving and blowing up that really doesn't fit you, unfriend them, block them, that you don't have to see their stuff. I don't friend people, I don't accept friendships of things that are just people on rants, because that's not what I'm about. And
no, I agree. I agree with you 100% there. But I think any of these platforms, you have to decide how you make it work for you. Not everybody is going to use the platform the same way. The one thing that I will tell you that I know for a fact is that if you put a book worth of information in there, people aren't going to read it. It's just like when you're networking, if you do an elevator sales pitch or you put in the chat a whole bunch of stuff, I can almost guarantee you 99.9% of the people are just not going to read it. We're living kind of in a Twitter or X world where everybody puts things in sound bites. Even the short videos on YouTube, when you do those, they're a minute long. Okay. So if you're putting stuff in there where people have to buy a 6-pack to watch it, they're not going to watch it or read it. So I think on any of the social media platforms, they need to be short and to the point because people are busy and that's the way their minds work today. So anybody else have a comment they'd like to contribute about their social media, what they do or how they do it?
Just a quick quote there for you on that point there, Carl. Short and snappy keeps your audience happy. That's as simple as it is. Short and snappy keeps your audience happy. If you can remember that, then you'll be remembering, as you said, Carl, just jumping on your point, you will go a long way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like it.
Way to go, Gareth.
Yeah, that was a good one. I'll have to remember that one.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, so well, that was pretty quick, but see, we don't have to have real long conversations to make them effective, I don't think. And I will record this. And if you all would like to go back and look at it or throw it around, send it to somebody else, you can even put it on your social media if you wanted to. And, it'll give us a little bit of a shout out to help us. But I appreciate that. And so I'm going to stop the recording